Hello, one and all. Welcome to the Mechpit chat for tonight. I am, of course, Ironcaster here to hit you with all that talk about the big robots and just kind of whatever we feel like talking about tonight. But things are going good, and it's kind of a funny how these things go. I figured a Monday show will be good to kind of cover the weekend news, and then hey, the next day Bandai comes out and announces like some brand new Gundam show, and you're like, oh, oh, you didn't want to do this on Monday? No? Okay. Look, things just don't work out for me sometimes, but that is how that goes sometimes. But folks, I am so happy to have you all out there, and let me just say hello to a couple of you guys out there, such as Vince Womack, who's out here saying "crash and burn." And welcome, my friend. We gonna have to get some robot jocks clips out here just for you, my friend. Maybe we'll work on that during the week. So hey, you never know. I might be having some things coming up. What else do we have? Vince is, of course, dropping all my links. And let me say hello to Mr. Dave C., who's out there in the chat. Hey. I think we were talking about trying to get together and talk about some, comic ads here soon. Let's stay on top of that, my friend. Roan Harushin. Hello, sir. That's a new face I don't recognize. Welcome. We were rocking and rolling, so we are just kind of getting things up and started. But while I do that, let me go ahead and bring in my partner in crime, the long arm or flipper of the law, Mr. Punkwaddle. Even though I don't think he'll mind the lawful criminal. I don't think his analogy quite worked out.
Look, I'm lawful waddle, so whatever that jurisdiction puts me in the, I would say, a 5x5 grid. I don't need the 3x3. I need a little bit more complex. I've seen them out there.
We'll figure out on the D&D alignment chart one of these days.
Yeah.
But how are you doing, Punkwaddle?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm kind of excited about this, the conversation tonight, the thumbnail, but also, it's funny they should mention robot jocks because maybe it's just because the YouTube algorithm knows that I like big robots, but there was some YouTube kind of, it wasn't by the Nerdporo Lifeform, but it was his style of just that kind of history about a show, a movie, and why it almost didn't get made, and certain issues about the studio behind the scenes, about robot jocks. And what made me want to go back and watch Robot Jocks? Yeah.
Well, it is just a dumb fun movie. We have all these guys named like Atlas and all the other.
Oh, and I know it's going to be a dumb fun movie. I've never watched it, but there's enough about the history of it that as a mecha fan and as somebody who watched half of G Savior, I think I can really go, watch any movie that's mecha based and related, and just how dumb and stupid it is, and I can come out okay on top.
Well, I hate to say it, but you kind of got me beat there by having watched half of G Savior, because that's half of G Savior more than I've seen.
Yeah, I didn't even understand what I was watching for a while. It is Canadian too. Yeah. Anyway, enough about that silliness.
Are you, of course, talking about Hell Comes to Frogtown, listless? Because I think I know the movie you're talking about.
I remember you talking about that.
So, for anyone out there who doesn't know, this is a movie where Rowdy Roddy Piper has to travel across basically a Mad Max post-apocalyptic world and fight giant mutant frogmen and have sex with women. That is the plot of this movie.
The testosterone and cocaine was really flying in the 80s, wasn't it?
The things we could get away with back then.
Yeah. You know, it's. I know listless receptionist kind of comes here and there. I think there was a season where she was kind of off out in a boot, but it's good to see you back in the chat. It really is. It's I appreciate your wit and your sarcasm and your humor. So thank you.
She brings a little bit of that Canadian warmth.
Eh?
Exactly. But my friend, there has been a lot of little things kind of popped up this week. So what do you say? Should we jump into one or two of these things here and get on with it?
Just like that match that froze on Netflix because I couldn't handle it. We need to have a couple of warm-up rounds to get to the prize fight.
Well, of course, before that.
Wow.
That is the wrong clip. Okay, let's go take two.
Let's get things started. Gundam fight all set. Ready? Go!
That's a lot different energy.
All right, so like I said, there has been much come up this week, and let's see, where do we want to start? Where do we want to start? Well, let's start with something light because I think I found a kind of a cool little game this week that they kind of popped up in my feed, and we're gonna get to the main story, but I want to start us up with something here.
Okay, I'm game.
Yeah, you like your video?
I like my video games.
Me too.
Is it free to play?
Let's see. There we go. This is one that is currently available on Steam, and so far there's just a demo out. But this is a tactical mecha fighting game that popped up, and I saw this. I was like, "Holy shnikes! I have to show this to people."
What is this one called?
This is Mecha Simul Tactics.
Okay, I have not seen that one. Okay.
All right, well, let's see if this catches your interest.
In this simultaneous turn-based competitive game, each turn you and your opponent select an action and they both play out at the same time. Turns are very short, under a second long. Your available actions depend on how the previous turn played out. For example, you can move one tile or boost to move 3 tiles. If you boost, you get the momentum status effect, which allows you to use a lunge attack. This is a long-range attack that knocks your opponent backwards. If you and your opponent attack at the same time, it causes a sword clash. While clashing, you have several actions.
Okay, first off, like this bopping soundtrack, like they had better sell this separate because if I'm buying this, I gotta pick this up. And first off, look at this. It's got this fucking Persona ass menu. Like, how can you? This has gotten a big appeal to it already.
Oh yeah. I actually have seen a clip of something I think on YouTube advertising this. So go ahead, but yeah, I have seen this. But I want to know more.
Oh, sorry.
Like thrust, parry, and feint. If you win the sword clash, you'll stun your opponent. When your opponent is vulnerable, you can shoot them with a charged shot. In this simultaneous turn-based competitive...
Oh, that was it.
Okay.
So, all right, I'm kind of on board. Like, there's a lot going on here. This is like a giant robot chess match, if you will.
It's the fact that it's like turn-based, but also kind of real-time-ish. Like you said, it does feel very Persona in the fact that there's things you can do, and if you're paying attention, there's certain actions you can do. So it's I do like stylized real-time action. I don't like the turn-based completely because I get bored with it.
Well, see, this is where I want to see a fight of this play out. But then after the fight is over, I want to see the fight all done in like that real time. So we effectively cut out all of the individual little fights, or all of the like pause it, pick your move, because you've got a lot more time here to really sit down and kind of work this out. Like this is a pretty neat concept, and if we can start like adding in more custom elements to the mechs, like. If you want to go full like heavy arms and have like just Gatling guns all over the place, have Gatling gun nipples and keep going, like I'm down.
You had me at Gatling gun nipples.
They get everyone. And Vince, thank you so much for getting that linked for me. Yep, this is available. There's currently a demo available on Steam, and so far we don't have a larger release for announced yet. But if I swap over to this page, here you can see. Sure enough, we got that going on.
Mm-hmm.
That's available, and we see that there are in fact some different mech types. So, hey, we've got a few options available here with this. Plus, we could fight each other, Punkwaddle.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I still haven't found my Gundam breaker, which is driving me nuts. But I found every other game, and speaking of Persona, I've been leaving after my PlayStation 5 has been dormant for quite a while. I actually got on and finally at least installed Metaphor on the console late last night. And I also installed Marvel Rivals, which if you have a PlayStation 5, you get the free Scarlet Spider skins currently. Which apparently he's one of the hardest to play. I haven't played it yet, but I'm going for all the free to play games, all the things that I've been missing out in the last year, and at least try them out.
You mean everything that isn't called Fortnite?
I mean, if you're gonna say it that way, then yeah, I'm still gonna play Fortnite, but it's good to broaden my horizons.
Well, good news. There was also a new Fortnite game announced.
I know.
It's like basically like a Fortnite Animal Crossing.
So, from what I understand,
Fortnite Lego.
Yeah, the Lego, they've had open universes, but they're doing there's a Lego version now that there's a big bad boss raid that you can do, but there's also like Lego cities where you can get a job and you do tasks and you can do other stuff. So it's like cozy sim Lego city sort of thing. So there's ways to earn XP and there's ways to earn things if you want to do that route or just have fun. I have played a little bit of the Lego in the last year, and it is kind of I'll say this. Lego and Fortnite is kind of just one of those chill games where you can do stuff, but you can chat with friends. So it's easier than a Skype call or sitting in front of the computer or going on StreamYards and having your whole setup. You can just have your headset on and you can just do these kind of mindless tasks while earning XP if you want to, and maybe earning some rewards, but just chilling and I don't know. It serves a purpose, not just the battle royale. Like I'm not a sweaty tryhard.
Well, the thing is, like, I'm not gonna make fun of it because I mean, heck, if you look at my Steam library, you see that like I've got like over 100 hours logged into Power Wash Simulator. So I'm not against like the simulator games.
There's a lot of people who have been getting in that last year and have really enjoyed it. I'm tempted.
Oh, dude. Like I said, 100 hours. I've got my money out of it. It's so fun. Just the simple act of just
something therapeutic about it. I agree.
Yeah. I'm gonna go like paint myself a happy little flower, and because we're all that, we all have that little like 14-year-old edgelord at heart. You're gonna paint a swastika or two as you're washing.
Yeah, or the days you're gonna be OCD and just go line by line by line and do little shapes and sort of things.
Or you're gonna inevitably draw a giant power wash a giant penis into the side of a dirty truck.
Yep. Especially a truck.
Vince, you got me beat. Yeah, Ryan, that's another thing. Like, you start looking at the MMOs, and it's like, I'm looking around like, well, I kind of do have 5,000 hours logged into Guild Wars 2, so yeah, I get it.
Yeah, and Oh, go ahead.
No, so I was going to ask, like, what about you, Punkwaddle? Is there, Fortnite aside, is there any other game that you've got that's sort of like the sort of like triple digit playtime hours in a game, any particular game?
So currently, no. Like I said, Persona 5 is the last one. Royale, that was about, I bought that about 2 years ago and on a Black Friday sale, and I was lost for 3 or 4 months. Like, I would do the live stream on Wednesdays and then I would just disappear. And so I have Persona. So, okay, with doing more of my own channel and being on other people's streams and playing a little bit more Fortnite with friends and kind of unwinding. Like I said, sometimes it's just Lego hanging out and chatting with people at the end of the day, because sometimes it's fun to just talk to people, and that's when the stillness of the night is when you actually have the downtime to do it. And
then someone sends you an invite to a stream.
Yep. and so
like,
yeah, and there's stuff like that.
You're like, yeah, I got time. I could hop on for a little bit, and before you know it, you're like, the half your remaining night is eaten up by a stream.
Right. And it's like, if I started playing a game at 8 or 9 o'clock and played it till 2 o'clock, 2 or 3 o'clock, that's a lot of time logged in, and I'm still getting decent amount of sleep. But if I don't get done with the stream or doing some other thing until like midnight, and then I start playing, it's like, oh, then I shouldn't have started playing, because the different. Okay, this is the actually kind of psychological sort of thing between or just the effect of between, say, a battle royale sort of thing, this MMO thing where there's each round has a finite length to it, because either everybody gets eliminated and you win, or the time runs out, and like, there's a certain point where everybody's just. But when you're playing something like Borderlands 2 or 3 and it's Christmas break and you have the end of the year and you don't have to go to work, and all of a sudden you've been playing for 8 hours and the sun's up and you're just going mission after mission trying to loot this and loot that, and it's like, oh, I could break now. I'll break in 30 minutes. 2 hours later, like, let me just finish this. Oh, this other thing happened, right?
Every time.
So I think that's why I've probably spent more time on Fortnite lately, because it's like, I can do this for a couple hours, watch an anime, go to bed, and I have this sort of structure, know when my friends are going to be up, when they're going to go to bed. It's kind of a social thing still, as opposed to, streaming is social, whether I'm on the panel or in the chat. The playing a single player game just by myself is really when I disappear.
Yeah, because especially if it's we're talking RPGs, because at that point you really want to try and focus on the story that you're playing into, and it's like, well, there's all these streams I like watching, but there's always like 5 other things I could be like listening to that are just kind of taking away the attention. Like, I get it.
Yeah, I without going down the rabbit hole too much, I remember in college there was a time where my car wasn't working, and so I was a custodian in a local little church or something, so it wasn't too important. But I was like, hey, my car is not working, can't make it. Okay. Well, I think it was a day or two later, I started playing I started playing the Super Nintendo Zelda, and a couple days later they're like, we haven't heard from you. Are you coming in, or should we just let you go? I was like, oh shit. It was finals week 2, and it was just one of those, like, I'm not like, because it was one of those things where I only came in so often for so many days, and I think one of the days I really didn't have anything to do, so like they would have been fine. But the fact that I was so caught up in the video game because I hadn't played it for a few years, and it was finals week, so I didn't really have anything to do yet because I didn't have, or dead week, so it was just one of those, screw it, I'm disappearing. It's like I had real life responsibilities.
Yeah, those Dan Wiz robes.
I mean, yeah. But it was a small part-time job. It wasn't a huge deal. It didn't go on my record. But it was just one of those, man, this could have been much, much worse.
Yeah, you really gotta watch it with some of those. So
Okay.
So we got a couple other little stories, and I figure it's time to jump onto the next one here. And this was one that you were kind of throwing at me as well a little bit in the Mechpit chat. Chat. Yes, it's the Mechpit chat.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I didn't realize, but I don't think I realized the video was out there. But well, guys, for anyone out there, Transformers is known for doing a lot of collabs with other brands. Like famously, we've of course got the Jurassic Park Jeep and T-Rex as Transformers. We've gotten the Ecto One. We've gotten the Top Gun, F-15 jet. We've seen so many other things,
Mm-hmm.
and now we have one more.
Yeah, this one looks fun. Odd, but fun.
Okay, the biplane I totally get.
Yeah.
That's like the no-brainer one. And I guess the car is because, well, some of the Sonic racers, that's the car that Sonic drives for some reason, even though he's supposed to be, notoriously fast.
Mm-hmm. That is his car from... Okay, I didn't even realize that connection.
Yep. Which is why I keep saying, like, we need to one day just get Super Smash Kart.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But anyway.
That is pretty cool.
I mean, not exactly a collab I saw coming.
Mm-hmm. No, me neither.
And the thing is, like, I've got a couple forums I kind of pay attention to for these things, and somehow this one totally slipped under my radar. But I mean, all things considered, it kind of works. I mean, it's a fun little crossover, and Sonic's got just a lot of kind of
And this is a
attention these
video.
days.
This is a video game, right?
No.
These are just toys.
Yep. In fact,
So
give me 1 second here, and I will have this for you.
So here's the fun part about this conversation, but with Hasbro and their huge announcement and everybody saying they're getting out of toys, or are they just getting out of co-funding movies that don't sell toys well? Like, I don't know.
Well, the thing is with Hasbro, two things can be true. Two things can be true at the same time.
Right.
The thing is, they do want to get out of a lot of like the bigger budget funding because it's burned them time and time again.
Yeah.
That said, though, they see a lot of value in these as sort of a cross-brand synergy, to where they're gonna turn around and get people who may not be Transformers fans to come and buy those toys. Like the Ghostbusters fans who probably weren't big fans of Ghostbusters, more than likely came out and bought the Transformer. The fans of, like I said, Knight Rider or Back to the Future. Exactly.
I did see, I don't know if it was an off-brand, but I did see a Jurassic Park Transformer in Ollie's the other day. I almost bought it. The Jeep.
So they did do, like I said, they did do a collab with Jurassic Park in the same vein, but that was like a 2-pack. So you got the T-Rex and the Jeep.
Yeah. I think that's what I saw.
And yeah, sure enough, that probably would have been one of them. Heck, we even got the X-Men Blackbird.
That's true.
And I believe we're getting the Mandalorian's little Naboo starfighter.
Okay.
Now, as for the Hasbro part, like Hasbro is trying to, transition itself into being basically a game IP license, basically a game company.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to see more games like Baldur's Gate, which it was incredibly successful. You're going to see them. I mean, Monopoly Go is now making something like $3 billion last year alone.
Mm-hmm.
You are going to be seeing some take similar to those for other major properties. You're going to see something like that for Transformers, for G.I. Joe, for Dungeons and Dragons. These are all kind of no-brainers.
Yeah.
So anyway, as I said, these are in fact a couple of figures we have coming, and I wanted to show them off because this little biplane for Tails is kind of my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Like I might actually have to pick this up. He's just kind of this goofy little goober.
Yeah. He always has been. Although I kind of expected the rudder to be his tail and not his chest.
That would have been good, but I think they would have had to figure out like how to justify it, not like the propellers up his butt.
Right. Parts former isn't what you're trying to do here.
No, but I mean, they have been doing a few of those as of late, and people seem to kind of like it.
Fair enough.
And there you go. We got a nice little action shot, and I'm surprised like we're not seeing any big visible open gaps in the legs, though I think it'll probably be on the back sides.
True. Because you can see it in the arms for sure.
Yep, and that is one of the big complaints a lot of Transformers fans have had, is that they've been really dropping the ball when it comes to those big hollow points like that.
Yeah, because I know what Gundam on the SD class was like that real bad, but then they started going for the higher end SDs, and so those are starting to get wiped off. They're filled in.
And so a lot of times there's like people who will basically make it like a little side job to make little 3D printing kits that are going to be able to like color match and patch right into these. So there will be like a Tails kit, and there will be a Sonic kit. Heck, they'll probably even add in some extra little weapons to upgrade this and make it look even better.
Yep.
And then we get our little blue blur.
Mm-hmm.
Who has a shield for some reason.
It's a ring, but it has a shield part.
Oh, son of a bitch, it's a ring. I didn't see that until now.
Mm-hmm. I don't understand what that... It looks like the head of one of the guys on Mystery 3000.
Oh, the Tom Servo?
Yeah.
It does look like it, but it's supposed to be like the little invincibility power up.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. And I mean, there was also a couple of other things they announced, like we're getting some new toy versions of the Primes, but that was, not necessarily on my list of stuff I wanted to hit on. But
right.
I mean, unless you guys want to see all that, like, Prima Prime and I think Solus Prime. There was a few other ones coming.
Prime time.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got a goofy head, but I kind of like it.
It's fair. It is funny when you go look back at some of the old designs. Some of them are pretty goofy.
Like Red Alert here is like 90% leg and thigh.
Oh yeah, he's worse proportioned than a wing Gundam.
Oh jeez. Like look at this. He's the old man who wears his belt under his nipple.
He's Grandpa Prime. He didn't skip leg day.
And
I mean,
so
I
he's-
like. Yeah, I like that he's like the old school Cherokee style type thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he came from the like 2003 series Armada.
Okay.
So that's just kind of where this design is from. They're kind of going back to some of the 2000 series for nostalgia.
Yeah, Beast Wars stuff is look pretty good, and I remember that.
And then we got this big old bad boy,
Holy crap!
like the Jumbo Optimus Prime. This is one like I kind of did want to talk about, but it's like look at this. Like we got a little tiny like hot rod who like pops out of his chest like a alien chest burster.
Nice.
Apparently, he like does the splits and turns into a base.
I mean, he's pretty beefy. And
We
then
got
you have
this little tiny hot rod who's gonna be like that big.
Yeah. I'm to scale. His little lone carrier.
How can you not love it? It's so small,
Uh-huh.
and then it's base.
That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool, actually.
Right? Like, oh, look at it, he folds up. We can like beep, beep. For like I think $150, you get all of this,
Not
including
too
like,
shabby.
including like Optimus Prime like ripping out his chest and like letting this little tiny hot rod play in the cavity. Don't forget, Optimus Prime died for your sins.
Mhm. This
What?
Allspark is for you.
Wait a minute. Yeah, with all this Transformers talk, I think we have a clip.
Okay.
Let me find this. Is this it? Nope. I don't have the clip.
Somebody relabeled your clips.
This is ridiculous. I gotta find the clip, but I'll find it later.
Okay.
I will find the nut shot, the nut slap for later.
Okay.
Look, he's got he's chilling out. What the heck?
It's very zen.
It's a big, ridiculous looking Optimus, and I kind of like how chunky the legs are.
Yeah.
It's got a good amount of chunk.
Yeah, the shoulders were threw me off at first, but because they're just so boxy, I'm like, no, that's good. They're not trying to be all like super sleek in anime style, and it just looks big and bulky and chunky-dunky.
Yeah, that is the thing. It looks like it's going to be a more simplified kind of transformation, just based on like that base mode. Like it's one I feel like I'm going to be kind of disappointed with. So maybe I'll wait for a review. But still, I mean, look at all the the little blast accessories we have.
Yeah, I will say this though: some of the simple ones that make some of the simple ones transformations that have the kind of chunky good both shapes, transformed in regular vehicle mode look pretty accurate. Like I'll accept those. There were some like the toys when I was a kid that was like, this passes pretty well. I can dig it.
My favorite part is that he has a giant explosion sword.
Yeah.
And then here, so it's not a Jetless list, but we do have Megatronus, the Fallen. And I think he'll probably be the last one I kind of highlight.
Okay.
But still, he is mighty impressive looking. I love this like fiery mouthpiece he's got going on.
Yeah, he's got a nice grill.
And he
Wow,
has
he's
fire.
I think that is one thing that we've learned from anime, Bandai, and those toys is that you're starting to get a lot of more of the effect parts from the Western stuff because that looks so cool.
It's just that I hope they don't like use those as a justification to like hide the fact that like, oh, they might be kind of skimping on some of the design and some of the uh
Oh,
the uh the design work, the complex that sensible complexity.
I mean, you can see all the hollow parts in the arms and the legs. So, like you said, it kind of feels like maybe you're right. Maybe they are justifying and be like, well, we gave this really well articulated, really well designed color shape of the explosions and the fires. Why do you need legs that aren't hollow, right?
It's like, yeah, but that big old giant hollow leg can't hold his whole body up.
It's reinforced steel, man.
Yeah. Let's see, Roan. You're right. That is another thing that that third party companies have been getting in on. It's the paint decals. There's a lot of companies that will do like aftermarket stickers packs, so they can like take sort of this base design and they can go into all this little. Is my and they can go into all these little spots here. They can add in some extra details and really make this chess piece pop. Because as good as this looks with how it is here, like imagine how good this is going to look when we start seeing like little bits of like gold paint in there to kind of accent this, or his little waistline is going to have some extra like gold to really make that pop.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Yep. Oh, and they're doing another Grimlock. With the worst wheelie ever. I fucking hate this thing, by the way. At least the hot rod from before can transform. All he does is keeps that poke. This is the only poke he can do. Like those legs are fused together.
And then he's doing the Dennis the Menace shot.
Yeah, and apparently flipping people off while he does it.
What a turd.
Yeah, fuck you, Wheelie.
Yeah.
You ruined a Wheelie. But anyway, so
yeah,
there was some news, and I think it's time to move on to sort of that big story because
I think so.
Let me see. Let me kind of try to set these up. Because we got the reveal this week of a brand new Gundam series.
Mm-hmm.
And if we pull this up, like it's that constant challenge of like they've now given us a new name. We have to struggle to like get the official name on now.
I mean,
GQuuuuuux.
Yucks. Gundam Yucks.
Oh wait.
Oh no. What have I?
Oh my god! This is a sequel. This is a sequel
to what?
There we go. Let me.
Oh wow. You know, if only that were true.
Yep. No, but we have this.
Mm-hmm. What in tarnation is that?
This is what happens when Hideaki Anno is given the reins to Gundam.
It's the power of self-loathing. I mean, friendship.
Get your Gundam on.
Yeah. I don't want to hear culture ever say that. Get your game on's good, but no. So, yeah, there's a lot of Gundam elements to this. Obviously, it has the primary colors of a Gundam protagonist.
It does. Oh,
It
and
has the pastel. I'm sorry, it looks like it's watercolor cell shaded in that stylized art that I'm not sure how I feel about.
Roan, that has also come to transpire this week as well.
Oh yeah, the Gundam card game. I've seen some people reviewing some of the cards, but I haven't really looked into it. Oh hey Philip.
Yeah, basically. By the way, Bandai Namco is flooding the market with trading card games right now. So all of their anime series are getting some sort of card game tie-in right now.
Are they crossover games or individual rules? And
So I know at least like 2 of them are a standalone. Like Digimon is still out there, Gundam is now its own one, and there's now like Cross Union, I think, is it?
okay,
We talked about it a couple weeks ago, but
yeah, I
yeah,
remember.
these are just kind of all flooding the market, and everyone's trying to get out there and get a piece of that magic pie. Which, frankly, they need more competition.
You know, that would be more of the the sequel to the Yu-Gi-Oh card game.
So this is a bit of an interesting one because this isn't just like Sunrise just doing another Gundam, because they're kind of starting to reach out. They're letting outsiders start to play with the Gundam IP more. And of
Yeah.
all the names to get, we got
Yeah.
Hideaki Anno.
Out of the gate, the thing that this is what I was saying before we started the show. Like this is the never to the two shall meet. These are the two mecha giants, heavyweights that are supposed to thug it out. You're supposed to, for eons and eons, say which is better, Gundam or Evangelion. Now it's like, well, we put them together, and everybody's gonna say it sucks or be pissed, and some will like it. I don't know. It's that setup alone gives it a tumultuous beginning.
So I mean, just to kind of lay out a little bit of his notoriety. Hideaki Anno is, of course, done Neon Genesis Evangelion. He's behind series like Cutie Honey.
Yeah.
And then of course we got 3 films over the last decade from him that we went and talked about over on Talk Hard with the Shin trilogy. Shin Godzilla, Shin Ultraman, and Shin Kamen Rider. And
Mhm.
I will say, by the way, guys, Shin Kamen Rider, it was, of course, like the best was like one of the best movie of last year I saw.
Not Frogtown. Okay.
Oh, it is so good. It is a masterpiece.
I want to address pop culture mechanics chat. Now, I will say, I do agree that Macross is part of the thing, but in this specific microcosm of what are we doing now, of why nobody, I mean, there's so many people that, I don't know, I'm sure people will like it and be excited for it, but the mashup of minds between the penultimate difference between a sad mopey kid with daddy issues versus a kid with dad issues that goes out and beats the crap out of everybody because he's just better than them. I mean, the difference between nature and nurture, I guess.
Yeah. So by the way, I'm currently on like episode 25 of Neon Genesis Evangelion. I've got about one more episode, and I'll have it finished up tonight.
Okay.
It's a bit weird.
Yep.
We're just straight up like having an episode where we're just like doing full on psychological analysis of the characters.
Yep.
Like they're doing all the work of the YouTube critics to break these characters down.
Oh yeah.
And then I have to go watch all the Eva movies.
Yeah, that's a lot of homework.
I'm not quite sure how I'm feeling about it right now. I was really appreciating it for a while, and then we kind of like had this kind of derailing right at the very end, and like now I really don't know how to feel.
Mm-hmm. I think Roni Hiroshin has the right idea. Need to rewatch G Gundam because I need some fun in my life. I think you nailed it.
Yeah. Oh yes, that I think that's gonna be the 2025 plan. Do like an episode a week, and you have like an entire year of like over the top machismo.
Oh yeah. That's why I like Gurren Lagann so much. Over the top machismo.
You gotta clip that. So let's get into this. Because
the heavens. Ah! Go. Sorry, I keep derailing you.
Erupting, burning.
Aww.
Let's see. Amate Yuzu. Well, I'm gonna butcher these guys, so apologies.
Mm-hmm.
Abate Yuzuriha is a high school student living peacefully in a space colony floating in outer space. When she meets a war refugee named Nyan, Amante is drawn into an illegal mobile suit dueling sport known as Clan Battle. Okay, I'm loving it so far.
Mm-hmm.
Under the entry named Machu, she throws herself into the fierce battle day after day, piloting the GQuuuuux. Then, an unidentified Gundam mobile suit, pursued by both Space Force and the police, appears before her, along with its pilot, a boy named Shuji. Now, the world is about to enter a new era. All right. So, what do you think about the premise?
I think it's very well. The premise is very Gundam side story, right? It's kind of a mix between traditional, a little bit more, or of going into the high schooler stuff, like Witch from Mercury and Gundam Build Fighters, really kind of put into that teen battle thing. So it's in that regard, it is kind of in the trajectory where some of the storylines have already been leading. So it's not far-fetched. I mean, having a female protagonist is, something we're doing lately, which isn't a bad thing. The art style, well, we'll get into that. So at this point, I'm not hating it. I mean, I'll definitely give it a watch for sure.
I mean, just the thing is, like, just the premise alone is kind of getting me on this more than Witch from Mercury, which I think I dropped after about 5 episodes.
I think that's something to hold on to be after we watch a few episodes of this, see which we actually like better. That'll be a good litmus test for where Gundam proper should be heading.
I mean, it's something. It's got just enough that the kind of silly element with like the, kind of giant robot battle. So there's almost a touch of G Gundam,
mm-hmm.
and I'm. It's like, okay, you got my interest. This doesn't have to completely make sense to kind of keep me interested.
Yeah, I need to look back because I think I said it felt like G Gundam meets Witch from Mercury meets something off kilter. Meets Mechanical Arms because of the art style.
Oh yeah, I could see it.
But we haven't really gotten into the art style yet. So I'll let you talk about the plot before I, spill the paint on that one.
How do you get from Space Colony High School to giant robot death fights? Like in a normal way? Like in a normal way? Oh yeah, no, it totally happens. That's that this stuff just happens.
Yep. The shoulders are weird though because the orb thing isn't connected to the collar; it's more connected to the arm. To me, that's going to cause some issues in mobility. Like at some point, does the arm has limited can only go certain ways because it feels like it's gonna clip the shoulder pad. And then those look like that looks like horse girl shoes. Like those look like they have hoofs, big calves and hoofs.
You know, if you keep talking about horse girls, you're gonna summon the Yakuza
You mean Shum?
or Brandon, the anime guy.
Oh yeah, okay.
I mean, just kind of from the get go, there's a couple things that stand out to me. Like, I'm kind of interested in what this weird backpack is.
I think it is Afterburner is jets like propulsion. I think I've seen pictures of stills or in one of the little videos. It looks that way.
I don't like these like weird boots they got going on.
Like I said, it looks like a hoof. I don't know how else to say it. Very horse-legged. So this design between the and now it is symmetrical on the head, but it reminds me this to me started off as an Iron-Blooded Orphan side story because they were doing different Iron-Blooded Orphan things, different games, like because the head looks so much like Astaroth Reanisim what is it? The Reanissimo or whatever. Yeah, Renaissance or whatever. Because it has some of that jangly bits on the V fin, but it's symmetrical. Even some of the waist lines and some of the like where the waist with the white kind of wrap around, and then on the legs it's got that kind of gray curvature that reminds me of some of the other Iron-Blooded Orphan mecha designs. Plus the way that the waist gets super, the waist and torso gets so thin, but it's got those like almost Barbados Rex shoulders. I don't know.
It's gonna take some getting used to. Like in a way, it feels like of all things, they basically got paid like by the triangle for designing this thing. Look at it's like everybody
or V, yeah.
It's like they wanted to just like overly complicate like every element of the designs. Like look at the forearm here with the way you have like the upper arm and the like underside.
It's a perfectly made toy. Like even the joints are not typically Gundam joints, right? Because it's got it looks like a G.I. Joe elbow joint right there.
Oh yeah.
Like they designed this toy first. I mean, they probably already printing. I mean, obviously they were already printing them, but it's made heavily to be. I just don't get those shoulders though.
Well, I mean, speaking of like toy designs, we do have some of the like model kit. We do have some previews of the actual kit made.
Oh yeah. Optimized for running. Thanks. And he's it's holding a Heat Hawk. That's like
plot twist. It's a Zaku.
Well, there are the names for the GMs that were taken by the Xeon and used as infiltrating soldiers.
And so here we actually get like a nice clear shot of the backside where we do get to see that backpack thing going on. And I mean, it just seems like for me from the design, like maybe each of those segments are designed to be able to turn, so it can, we can get more fine, tuning in.
Mm-hmm.
Like we can say we just overanalyze like the toy design.
You're right; those do look like they're at least. I don't know if they are in the toy, but they do look like probably in the show they twist and turn.
See, the foot just looks weird with the way it's like kicking.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't kick with that because I feel like you'd break it and then you'd just get a nub.
Yeah, like that should be like your. These right here should be like the thrusters, like
Yeah.
the little like, and then
Mhm.
that should expand and contract and open up for you. But I mean, if this version isn't enough for you, then there is of course the $200 kit that is kind of available. Which looks. I'll say it looks just like the way it looks a lot more like the one we saw posed before.
Oh, the proportions do look slightly different. Sometimes I feel like they nail the proportions better in the HGs than they do the MGs.
Here, let me do a little.
But that's an action figure too.
Here, let's we'll just kind of go back and forth here real quick, just to show you like the proportion seems better suited to the actual design.
Mm-hmm. The knees just look weird on this one.
Yeah, I was trying to look at that, trying to like spot like the knee joint. It's
proportion. The knee joint feels like it's further back, and the whatever knee guards look like they're bigger and more flush against the leg. When the anime and the HG looks like it's further out.
I mean, at least it looks like we've got like some extra little like weapon accessory here, like a little weird beam saber looking.
Oh yeah.
See, that's kind of what frustrates me. Like, I'm looking at this and I kind of wish like this backpack was arms. Like, I kind of wish this was like an extra set of like arms, like the Thunderbolt like full armor did.
Yeah.
Or the full Zaku one. You know what I mean? Really both of those.
Right. I mean, the Gundam had the Gundams and the Zaku's in Thunderbolt, where snacks did have those extra arms on them.
I mean, the only other thing I really want to talk about, well, two things that kind of stand out. Like, if we're talking about a Gundam, you got to kind of talk about the V on the forehead, and the way that this one like folds around the head.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know about that. It might wind up looking cool, but so far, I don't know.
Yeah, when I first saw the picture, I didn't realize it was connected with Evangelion, so I was thinking, what the crap? And then found out it was Evangelion. I was like, that makes more sense. The design I can see that just in the same way that Deadpool originally was drawn with way too many muscles and just like over the top absurdity. Like you said, all the V's and all these extra curvy angles to try and accentuate every little detail that you're not sure what it even is supposed to be. Like over the top though.
Like I said, it's just kind of coming off weird.
It doesn't need a V fin because it's got V's everywhere else on its body.
Yeah. It's like, it can like basically blindfolds it, so you don't even have to like it doesn't need to have it doesn't need to have a blindfold put on when it goes to hit a pinata.
I think Listless Receptionist nailed it. It's can't figure out what you're looking at because it's visually just very complicated. It's just so active, and I'm not sure where my eyes are supposed to be drawn to, and the cell shading is bad enough, but seeing it in the figure in light is also just there's so many spots of what is what.
Looks like Batman ice. It looks like bad ice skates from Batman and Robin.
Huh?
I mean, you're not wrong. So this is one that we might maybe this will be a series where like the characters are gonna really come through because I mean Hideaki Anno is probably kind of well known for a lot of his character work.
Yeah.
And we did get a little bit of confirmation, kind of just how involved he is in this. Like, this isn't like George R.R. Martin, like, oh yeah, he kind of gave a couple notes, and he just kind of like yeah, it's fine. That's fine.
Yeah. I will say this though. I will say, so like with Witch from Mercury, I saw all of those kits being released, and then when the second half released, they were sending out the second bit of the aerial rebuild or whatever, and I didn't like it at first, but there's a few I like. I like the grunts from IBO. In fact, I've bought. I need to build them all, but I've bought several of the grunts from IBO because I just like how simple and bulky they are, and I don't like that show at all. But there's some of the simplicity of the designs of the grunts I really do like, but this show, it's the opposite. Like I'm not at all interested in the mecha, but I'll see if the story's any good.
Let's see. So, coming from Anime News Network, we did get this little article kind of giving a little clarification and a little further, like pulling back of the curtain to give us a little more detail about how connected how hands-on Hideaki Anno is going to be. Fans wondered if Anno is going to be doing even more under the surface. Fortunately, Gundam GQuuuuux and Evangelion mechanical designer Ikuto Yamashita took to X, formerly Twitter, and clarified Anno's involvement on Thursday. Mobile Suit Gundam GQuuuuux is Kazuya Tsuramaki's project. Tsurumaki decides everything. Anno might do something to cover for him, but that's it. However, Anno-san is the president of Kahara, so he'll be shown the intermediate work during production. However, Tsurumaki will not try to show him until the very last minute, so as to not overturn and have to start from square one.
Yeah, I like that. You're gonna get a finished product whether you like it or not.
And I mean, so Anno. Oh wait. Sorry, give me 1 second here because I think we have someone kind of qualified to talk about some mecha hopping in the back here.
Oh no.
Let me script. I don't have all my clips pulled up yet, so let's bring him in. We have a snacks.
It was about time.
Like,
how long have you been back there since we were talking about?
Quite a while, but I guess you couldn't see me or something. I don't know.
And I looked over and it just suddenly kicked in. Like, I am sorry about that. I have no idea what happened.
It's okay.
You can always,
I'll talk about the new Gundam. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, and I know I said Thunderbolt, and I figured it had summoned you.
I do like a good Thunderbolt.
That's weird. I didn't even see. No, you're right. I didn't see that. The notification that you were back there.
Yeah.
Huh.
That's okay, guys. That's okay. I love being ignored. I'm joking. All right.
You're gonna be ignored like a curve on this new Gundam.
Yeah. No. All angles, all the time.
Angles, all angry.
Yeah. Except for the V chevron on the helmet. That's gonna be all curvy.
I don't get what's the yellow part that's in the V-fin thing because it doesn't show on the toy.
Or even here.
Yeah, like I don't know if that's just stylized art because it looks like it's holding some sort of radar pad.
I mean, it might. But guys, should we try risk watching the preview?
If we talk over it.
Yeah, we could talk over stuff. I'm good at that.
Yeah.
All right, let me pull this off so I can find this.
You really need to showcase your skills.
Right.
Oh.
I mean, we've sort of talked around it and talked about it without actually showing the thing, and that's fine for a while, but eventually we should really just go ahead and just show the damn thing.
Like I said, it's not my favorite art style. Somebody put while you're loading that up that somebody was talking about the new Amazon Rohirrim and that it's animation and conversation of, well, that's what like a lot of anime are at these days, but it's still like to me, it reminds me of even that more style because it's not anime, it's Western, but it reminds me more of a Men in Black cartoon from the 90s that just kind of clunky.
Oh yeah.
But like, and that was kind of neat back then because it was stylized, but it wasn't everywhere. But I feel like that's all we're getting now is that clunky. It's choppier than what that was too.
Maybe it's just kind of made a bit cheaper.
And that's probably it because of the frame rates, because of all that. You can clunk around. But to me, it's just, it's not inspiring the way that other art is. Even the art, like the A1 pictures, and when they'll do the art and then they'll do the kind of CGI over it or the computer graphics over it, but it's still based on real art. Like, but yeah.
So I guess really before we do get in, because I do want to bring you in a bit more snacks. So what's been your initial thoughts on this new Gundam?
I'm curious about it. I don't know too much of it though. That's the thing. I'm a little weary about it, but it seems like it might be kind of like a little rom-commy, like slice of life kind of things that we got from Witch from Mercury. It has its place in that area, but I really want to get back to like the war drama kind of thing,
Yeah, I mean, surely it can't be as mid as Witch from Mercury, right?
Well, Witch from Mercury had some good war drama moments, but unfortunately, it got overshadowed with like the angsty like love triangle thingy, thingy they were trying to do, and I don't know, they were going in a whole different like directions. I'm not sure.
Well, that and the other thing was like all the Twitter shippers, like
oh yeah,
yeah.
It was like this Gundam is for us, and they're talking about like the lesbian community and all that stuff, and it's like no.
And it's like, look, if you want to enjoy the stuff, that's fine, but like, there's more than just they're gay, they do crime. To paraphrase the meme.
Yeah.
It's just
be gay, do crime.
Yeah.
Be gay, pilot robot.
Oh crap,
we actually have subtitles. I wasn't expecting that.
Oh, I didn't see
subtitles.
I hadn't seen them on subtitles yet.
Got subtitles.
113.5 秒に1回回転し、1G の遠心力を生み出している。空は頭の上じゃなく、足の下にあるんだ。コロニー生まれの私たちは、本物の重力も、本物の空も知らない。
Lo-fi Gundam music.
And it's the fact that it's like life on the colonies, yo. We just thugs from the colony streets.
Well, it's always going to be like colonies versus like the Earth noids. You know what I mean? Space noids versus Earth noids. That's how it always is, and that's how that should be a good main theme. I mean, even Witch from Mercury had that.
So do you think that this is going to start off as like she's fighting on the street, having these street battles with Mecha, and then some Xeon come in to whoop their ass, or some Feddies from Earth Federation, whatever, come in and sneak in and be like, you ain't supposed to have these modified battling machines, and then picks up her Zaku axe and hacks away at him, and is like, oh no, I have to save the universe because I'm a kid in a Gundam.
Yeah, right.
I mean, that never happens in all the Gundam shows ever.
Yeah, no, it never happens in the Gundams. Yeah.
Plus, I mean,
the Titans are my favorite faction. What are you talking about?
Plus, I mean, let's not forget, of course, if she doesn't do what she says, then Bright knows they have something to say about that.
Hey, right? You didn't puff it up this time. Anyway,
I made it work. She's super round.
Yeah.
Hang on, let's go back.
It's the art style. It's interesting, but
it's not Gundam art style. But
it's not, and that's why the mechs look a little different. I don't hate them, but
and I mean, maybe it's over. Maybe it's over nitpicking like a single frame, but like literally the very first time you see your main protagonist, she looks super round.
Yeah, she's very well. She's cute looking. It's a smiley, happy. Looks like it just like opened up a Christmas present.
So but that's also gonna be her Nendroid and Mecha Musume 30-minute missions kit face.
Of course.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the same time, isn't that kind of like a good way to start it off though, where you have them be this like innocent child before they get thrown into war and then get scarred by all the people they have to murder?
It's still poppier than usual, so how dark is it gonna get? I mean, but
the music doesn't help.
Well, because it's the guy from Evangelion, and they do play with emotions a lot more than Gundam. It could start out this like happy, bubbly kid, and then just go, war is terrible, and like it could rip the Bandit off in the first or second episode, and it just get real dark.
Well, Evangelion, like everyone forgets, like Evangelion was the freaking best anime of all time. It did kind of drop off in its later episodes, especially if you go like past like episode like 15 to that, it starts to get really weird really fast. But yeah, people are really mad about that too, just because it was so popular.
Yeah, they liked the first half, and then it was like, what the crap did you just do to me?
Yeah.
I thought it was meant to have mecha feelings. I want the mecha explosions.
I mean, that said, with it being well, then again, it's not really Hideaki Anno, is it? So we can't say it's going to go a certain way because of him, because he's really not getting involved.
Why
is this? That's weird. It keeps freezing up.
バトルするクランバトルクラバなんてまともなやつはやらない僕は修二私よマジいや意外と可愛いな
Oh, laundromat.
I know. He has this very kind of Hiroyui sort of vibe to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It almost looks like who's the it looks like it's like Clamp. The people did like Chobits and Angel Lair and all that.
Okay.
I kind of getting like a Studio Clamp on this anime style. Okay. I don't know. Maybe I'm just trying to it's very anime-esque, but it's like early 2000s, like mid 2000s.
And it doesn't really remind me of exactly what Evangelion looked like either. So,
well, Evangelion was Evangelion was like late 90s and all that stuff, but it wasn't as clean as this. You know what I mean? It had a little more grit. It looked a little more hand drawn.
Right.
This is like straight out of freaking like the computer canvas.
Right, and that's what I agree. That's what I'm saying. Like it even though it's the same studio, it's a lot different art style.
Yeah, like I said, it kind of looks like Studio Clamp.
All right, let's pick up a little bit more.
僕は修二私よマジいや意外と可愛い名前あんたさクランバトルやらない素人を巻き込むな本当に死ぬぞまだ子供じゃんクラバは命がけなんだよモビルスーツ2対2のマブ戦相手の頭部を破壊
There's some art style. This is really glaring at me, but I can't think of
You know what? It looks like Clamp. If Clamp was also Studio Trigger.
Okay.
What do you think?
I'm getting like Shoot and Kill la Kill, like both of those at the same time.
There's something else, like that wide round face of the lady with short hair. That was very Studio Trigger-ish. Okay.
you know, like Kill la Kill and
yeah, I know Kill la Kill.
Yeah. I was
Even
trying to think of other ones
those are
that
definitely
did.
Those are definitely cleaner, or this is cleaner than those two.
What do you think about the cockpit?
Well, they don't call it a cockpit for a reason. I'm joking. It's a basic cockpit. It's nothing really like going crazy with it. It just kind of seems like a normal steel coffin.
I miss having all the actual buttons.
Yeah.
It's probably gonna be like computer displays, and we're gonna see this is all gonna be like it's all gonna be screens, like you're saying, DJ Ronnie.
Yeah, like the 270 like screen. You know what I mean?
Yep. Mm-hmm. But I mean, at least we got a Haro.
Yay!
Oh yeah. It ain't Gundam if it don't have a Haro.
Or a Charclone.
That's true.
SD Gundam had a Haro, but we don't talk about that show.
IBO had IBO didn't have a Haro, did it? Oh no.
I want to make an IBS joke. Should we continue?
You
win by destroying the enemy's head. Where have we heard this before?
This is the Witch from Mercury.
Yeah, those are the rules. I mean, it's
or G.
Yeah. It's kind of like the we call it the jousting rules, right?
Yeah.
It's essentially jousting rules, but with giant robots.
Off with the heads.
Get a headshot, you win.
Checks out.
信じてマチュのマブ本物のマブ一緒にクランバトルやってくれるの戦えとガンダムが言っている
Okay. Yeah, they are thrusters in the feet, in the legs.
Yeah, it just seemed like how the obvious was like that sort of like that 4-point flower sort of design to it.
It's like if those are the feet that hold it up, it's not really meant to walk.
No, I mean if I'm just gonna go back up a couple frames here.
Okay.
Well, first off, I like the fact that we're like getting the launch here.
Mm-hmm.
Can we get that shot of the head opening up?
Yeah.
It's just feed me.
Feed me, Seymour, feed me.
Feed me all night long.
It's a Gundam.
It's a Gundam.
Okay, I mean, the combat didn't really wow me from the little preview.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I want to be excited.
Yeah, they teased it that yes, there are big robots in the Big Robot anime, but
yeah, there's not really anything that's like making me go, wow.
Yeah. I mean, I big robot animes need, they're like the opposite of like a giant monster movies. Like you want to tease and have the presence of a possible monster, in the shadows. In like a giant robot freaking anything, you need the giant robots to be center like all the time. You know?
Yeah, and to that point, we really need to see we need a good selling shot that just gives you a good sense of scale of the robot. And yeah, her running across the hand can work for that, but I need something with like the whole body with that scale, and we just kind of not getting that.
I mean, if you want to talk about we can call it a collaboration, but the CGI Gundam that came out on Netflix a month or two ago, like even those, when we actually got the official previews and we saw the people and we saw the scale, like there was a lot of.
Yeah, they were not shy about the mecha freaking just. They didn't do a lot of just characters talking to each other. No, they were actually moving with mechs.
But when they introduced the white ghost and the silhouette and the fire, like in the eyes, you're like, okay, this is a different version of the Gundam, but like there's something. I can feel the fear, I can feel the eminence, I can feel the weight of the introduction. Like this has an impact, and in the show it's gonna feel real, right? This seems like a silly, fun mecha side story where I don't know.
Yeah, it's so far it's lacking that oomph. I mean, although you look here in the chat and Vince is all about this big gray mech.
Mm-hmm.
With his cock thrusters all up in our face.
I mean,
I feel like that's what Gundam's been doing is a bunch of side quests, you know?
Yeah, and cock thrusters. Like this, like I said, this reminds me of a lot of the IBO sort of where you know you got thrusters in weird places, obviously. Do
you think it could just be that Sunrise doesn't want to commit to a longer, proper, like let's say 26 episode series?
At this point, with the way everything has been lately, maybe they're also trying to revamp and sell toys too. Maybe they're just trying to do a couple fun little offshoots.
Well, they're playing genres right now. They're trying to grab their giant mech genre and marry it into a whole bunch of random other genres.
They're really good. Well, I mean, since Build Divers and Build Fighters, they've been going after the high school drama with mech instead of doing the full blown. Okay, so 00, that's the last time what we really had, because 00 was after Iron Blooded Orphans, right? Or am I wrong?
00 was before.
So 00 was the last one where it was just like it's space, it's battle, or something like, it's just, well, they were kind of spies and they were kind of weird, but IBO was a bunch of kids having battles in space too. Like it was gritty.
Oh, no, they were kids. They were war orphans.
Right. But
pretty
much in most Gundams, you had one or two kids that were thrust into writing the Gundam. In IBO, they took the idea there was a whole batch of kids trying to deal with adults and
the kids weren't running the Gundam. The kids were running the whole platoon.
Right. Well, they were still running the Gundam too.
That too, obviously.
So they've definitely but if I'm just saying, in the last 20 years, you look at the shift from Seed, from the original Gundam series, from 00 to being factions and big government. It's going into the high schoolers and high schooler drama.
Yeah, they're trying to get their My Hero Academia freaking fandom.
I mean, at the end of the day, I think what we're seeing is they're trying to find the new audience to capture, because maybe they're pushing a lot of those main series out. But let's finish this up. And we'll collect some final thoughts.
Yeah. Sorry, but even her frustration of anger, it's still kiddie. It still seems like a 15-year-old is give me the candy bar, I want it. You don't have the weight of like, you know, like somebody who's going to die on the battlefield, or like this is the last ditch effort of emotion of like, this war is stupid, but I have to do my job and my duty, and I understand my death is almost pointless, but I will die with honor, sort of thing.
So
Sorry. Again,
I think sort of my final thoughts on this trailer is that it's just they're trying to put a Gundam series out, but it feels like we're just sort of in a way sort of going through the motions just for the sake of keeping the IP, you know, just relevant.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're right. Like the screen doesn't feel real. Like it doesn't feel like her life is on the line. They've said, yeah, you could risk dying out there, but it doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel like the stakes are there for a justifiable reason. Where it's like, is she just going to do the mech fight just because it's fun? Mm-hmm. Which, I mean, yeah, that does sort of kind of fly against what I was saying earlier about it, but it's missing something.
There actually might be some other kind of drama thing that they obviously can't just like lay out in the freaking you know, in the teaser / the trailer, but you know, it's like it's possibly like every like you know, like school sports, you know, team, you know, it's not always about you know, life or death, even though it's usually what it is with Gundam, but it could be something else. Who knows? There might be some kind of drama. They might be able to sell it.
Well, and this is kind of why I was spitballing earlier. Like, is there something? Is this like the pretense, and then something because they're on a space colony? Does something bigger happen that they're forced to be imposed upon? Which is what could be very Evangelion. You know, Evangelion, whatever how you want to pronounce it. It was some of the emotional, psychological trauma of that they explore. So it could go in a lot of ways. It's just the fact that, and then again, they also like to tease things out and make you feel a certain way. And if the trailer is just about what happens in the first 5 minutes and then it gets totally darker, I could be on board for that ride too.
Yeah,
it's definitely its own universe.
Yeah, they've made no hints or suggestions that this is part of like the Universal Century. So I think unless they make that part of the advertising, it's probably safe to assume they're all going to be kind of their own standalone things.
I don't know if because I mean, how many timelines or eras does Gundam have now? There's quite
too
a
many.
lot. Which is one of the beauties of the Gundam franchise is that pretty much everybody's accepted. Okay, like Wing is its own universe. Seed, I saw the comments, is its own trash bin, right?
I liked Seed, but I have problems with Seed as well.
Ooh, wait, there's a comments. Oh, I didn't even think to look at the comments section.
Yeah,
I was talking about our own chat. Somebody was really crapping on was it Vince? Somebody was saying that everything in Gundam is better than Seed.
Yeah, Seed, it doesn't age as well. You know,
Matt
I loved it, you know, but the nostalgia glasses were not thick enough.
Oh, wait,
I still haven't watched the new Seed movie.
So I'm going to YouTube to like go pull up the comment section on this.
Mm-hmm.
And as I'm looking at the thumbnail here as I load this in. Look, it looks like it's got a bunny face.
Son of
a bitch, it's a bunny.
Oh.
The horns are the ears.
Yeah.
Yep.
A jackalope. Bunny Gundam? I don't think so. I wouldn't put... I'll keep Seed out of my mouth, too, for you there, Vince. I don't want to...
Seed in my mouth? Yuck.
I don't want to get slapped.
Let me see. Let's... Yeah, here, I will... I
thought he would play that clip.
Sorry,
I was refocused.
Yeah. I get in the zone and like look at this stuff. Let's see. Directed by Tsuma Ramaki, mecha designed by Yamashita, written by Enokido and Ano. Welcome back, Evangelion. When you run out of names for a Gundam show, you just randomly get cukes on your keyboard.
Yeah. It does look like the cat. Well, not the cat. Like somebody just dropped like an apple or something on the keyboard. It's like, oh, that works.
I decided I will call the show GQuuuuux.
I did like that. What Listless Reception was saying. She thought the G was silent.
Yep, there's someone who gets it. Shin Godzilla, Shin Evangelion, Shin Ultraman, Shin Kamen Rider, and now Shin Gundam.
Shin Gundam.
No, that doesn't feel right for this one, though.
No. It's not live action.
No. But that, at the end of the day, is GQuuuuux, and I can't think of a better name for it than that. Can you?
Maybe.
At this point, that's the best PG version thing I've heard yet. So I think we can go with it until we come up with something better. Oh, well, thank you, Vince. Yeah. That's a lot. And even if that's not all of them, that's a lot.
Universal Century, Future Century, After Colony, After War, Correct Century, Cosmic Era, Anno Domini, Advanced Generation, Regulid Century, Post-Disaster Era. Yeah. I'm sure you're missing a couple. Like, I'm sure there's probably a couple different, like, SD alternate universes. We could also count, like, all the, like, Gundam Dynasty Warriors is their own thing.
Oh, yeah, Dynasty Warriors.
Which we need a new Dynasty Warriors Gundam.
Yeah, maybe.
Punkwaddle
needs to play friggin'
I was talking earlier, that's the one game I was digging around for today, and I still can't figure out where I put it.
Shoot, do I need to give you a Christmas present?
I'd feel horrible just because my own sense of where. Here's the thing: if you gift it to me, I will find it the next day.
You will. That's probably why I would gift it to you. Just go like, oh, so
you see, yeah, you gotta gift it to him on Steam, so he'll find it, and then he can return it to you.
Yeah.
Boy.
But he doesn't have Steam, so
think bigger.
I was telling him that I did power up the PlayStation and was starting to load up some like Persona 3 and not a Metamorphosis, not Mephisto, not Memento. What's the game called? Metaphor.
Alia?
Metaphor.
Okay.
By Altus as well.
Oh, right. That one's been getting a lot of attention. Didn't it get nominated for like Game of the Year?
Yeah, so I got it a month ago and I need to play it. So that's loaded up. Like I said, I was going to try to play some Rivals on the PlayStation. I got my free skin. I'm trying to go through and at least get all the stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Well, what has anybody heard of that Whether Something Nikki game that just released?
And the only other new game I've heard of was like Mouthwash.
Like Infinite Nikki, I don't know anything about that game.
Oh, yeah, that's one of the waifu gacha games, isn't it?
Yeah, it's free to play, and I think it just came out and it's free to play on PlayStation. I know nothing about it, but
is it on PlayStation now? Okay.
Yeah, I think it just released on PlayStation because I saw you could download it free. I know it's on Steam, but yeah, it's like one of those gacha games.
Yeah, it was on the App Store forever.
The coziest open world game. That's the tagline for it. But instead of that, guys, so I think with that, I want to go ahead and finish off with just a little check in with our favorite dental themed tokusatsu superhero, Indent Man.
Gunman.
Who is doing kickoff.
Nice.
Oh yeah. Who likes to see?
I guess he had his own pads and helmet.
Maybe because I only used my feet for the foot pedals I used during dental treatment. The ball didn't fly at all. I'll try my best next time.
I like his sense of humor.
Yeah. By the way, apparently they sell like little Dentman plushies, and I got to try to figure out how I get one of these.
Oh no. Okay.
This is gonna be a goal for next year. I'm going to get Dentman.
All right.
But folks, I think with that, this has been a wonderful Mechpit chat for tonight, guys. Thank you everyone for stopping on out. Guys, let's do a quick what's around and kind of see what's coming up for you guys. Punkwaddle, what's going on with you, my friend?
Well, I've got as long as I can get it all up, I'll have my positivity by tomorrow, hopefully. And then probably hang out with Snacks, building some stuff. He can talk about that. And then, I'll have my PSA in the Ice House this weekend. Obviously, we've got hanging out with Loki on Fridays and hanging out with the Cotton Councils on Saturdays, and we'll see what else makes it through the list. I'm sure you'll see me around. Like I said, I just want to play video games or Fortnite with my friends, and people want to stream. And I really need to work on having my own live stream once a week. That's something that's might actually be one of my New Year's resolutions. So I have a few weeks to set that up and try to figure out how to make that happen.
Yeah, I mean it's one of the things you got to find that spot for yourself. I say this doing like 5 shows during the week.
Yeah. It doesn't even have to be at night.
Yeah, but anyway, if it's a
morning show, man, I might be able to pop on.
Okay.
But Snacks, what you got going on, my friend?
I'll probably find something to make and craft tomorrow night.
Are we gonna see any progress on the Char?
Oh, the Char costume.
Oh,
yeah, I am. I'll show you some updates. I am balls deep into some embroidering. So, this is fun. Oh, this is a lot. But yes, I am doing my measurements like 3 times. So, and I may have to make the arms and chest a little bigger than what I'm used to wearing, just because the gym actually works if you go all the time.
See, that's one of the things I need to try to work in between the 72 streams I do a week.
Get into a workout regimen, yeah.
Yeah, and then also watch all the anime and stuff that
I went this morning. I couldn't go as heavy as I wanted to. I can only, I had to drop like 50 pounds off the barbell. I only benched 225 today. That was enough for me. So.
Well, guys, with that, I think I have a special little video to see us on the way out. So stay tuned, enjoy this, and till next time, if you find me around, I'm on Twitter at the Ironcaster. I'll be on tomorrow with Pops, Stone Loki, and Squeaky Mouse for Talk Hard, where we're talking about some Year Without Santa Claus for the holidays. So check that out, and we'll catch you later.
Yeah, keep trekking, keep meching.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. Nice. I might steal that.
Welcome. This right here is the annual Fellow Mobile Suit Show. We veterans of the One U War gather our old mobile suits and we share the stories, we teach the youngins, and we just have a good time. This boy right here is the RGM-79 Jim. Deployed in it at Jabro, we was assigned to protect the southwestern quadrants from the Zeeks. Remember in battle, I managed to shoot down 3 of them teddy bears and 7 of them Z-Goks. Didn't get hit or nothing either. The beauty of the gym lies in its simple frame. You can modify whatever you want it. Low atmo, high atmo, cold, hot, underwater, colony, and space. Yes, sir. Here's my buddy Derek. Tell us about your shoot, Derek. This right here is the RX-75 gun tank mass production type. It has minimum weight of 56 metric tons, power output of 878 kilowatts, and is equipped with a pair of 120mm low recoil cannons and a pair of 40mm 4-barrel bot missile launchers. I deployed it in heavy artillery base assault ops in Southeast Asia. Though it may not go as fast as other mobile suits, no suit can hit a base from 200 kilometers like this one can.
Yes, sir.
Each year we do this show, a big star is Jumper's Fed Guy. Tell us about the Fed Guy, Jumper. This suit, originally built by the Zeeks, is a modified MSM-04 AT Guy. During an attack on Jaburo, my squadron of GMs surrounded and captured this AT Guard with minimal damage. We equipped it with experimental artillery and I was designated to be its pilot. During the final land ops of the war, I snuck straight to the Zeke's main California base, destroyed their HQ and comm facilities, and jerried right out of there. Because of the Fed Guy right here, the entire Federation was able to retake the entire West Coast.
Yes, sir.